Hello everybody, thanks for stopping by. I'm back in my craft room, finally. It's still not finished. We are waiting for our carpenter to come and put in the fan, and I still have some more books. I keep all my books up here that I use pretty much, like over here, you'll notice, I pull from those books. Like the Edith Holden and herb books, some French books. And these here, I keep all old ephemera, antique ephemera, which is, I think, is a good storage way to do it. It's the shorter pieces, and there's one in there. And then in here, these boxes, I keep all my antique, postcards and stamps, and that's full of stamps, and then there's postcards, and I won't open every box. And then let's see, up there are all my children's books that I like to pull from, and way up there is a Norman Rockwell book and my Queen Elizabeth National Geographic. Those books are not books, they're actually boxes. And I have just some special things in there that have been gifted to me. Okay, so down here we have this little trolley that's got all my supplies in it, as you can see, for when I'm crafting. So all I do to keep my desk clean is I roll it over here and place it right next to my chair. And then I have my full desk, then I have my full desk to work with, okay? So I don't have to, have like all my glues and things on that. They're all right in here. So whatever I need, if I'm videoing or regardless, everything I need is all in here. Because I don't have a lot of drawer space either. That over there is my Sizzix with all of my die cuts and my embossing folders, which I still have to do some organizing. This is a typewriter because I love to type things. These are just some, those are just some ephemera books because I'm working on a project finally, yay. So, and then we have these. I just have like 6x6 papers in there. And then I still haven't put away my 12x12, but they'll all slide in between here. Okay, these are just specialty papers and books, and there's nothing in there. So I have still all those baskets that I can fill in a lot of space. I can get probably 4 12x12 pads in there, and I don't have many 12x12s left anymore, so that's a good thing. And then let's see. Okay, so over here, this is another good storage item. This was, we found this. A gentleman was throwing it in the trash. He had it in his garage and he was moving. He kept all his screws and things in it. It was bright yellow, and I just painted it pink. But it is so handy, I've got like just all bits and pieces, some buttons and, just things I can just reach, a few washi tapes because I have so many. Usually what I'll do is when I'm doing a project, I'll take whatever washi's in here out and put in what washi I'll need. So that's what I do. These are just some items that I've made in the past that I wanted to keep. And let's see, storage. Okay, so as you can see, this is my desk. And it was another sort of trash find. So I painted it, and I put the same little rose knobs on it that I have on my pie safe, which I'll show you in a moment. I had to close the blinds because the sun's coming in right now on this side of the house. So, yeah, so let's go over to here. This is my desk where I sit. This is another good storage idea for you if you know, want. This is on a Lazy Susan. And whenever I need anything like rusted paper clips and I have buttons, and these are just small, ball jars. And then these are my old candle jars. Anytime I burn a candle and it burns down, I empty it, and then I've covered it with Secret Garden. It's called the Secret Garden. It's actually a digital by Angela Kerr, and Secret Garden is one of my favorite stories. So when she put out the kit, of course, I covered, my jars in it. Just, for aesthetics, because I like things pretty. But as you can see, it rolls easily, and I can get, so much. There's some more buttons. Here's a little bit of bling. Sorry about that. I have some corner tapes in there. Yeah, my ink pens, my blender brushes. So it is a very handy thing to have. There is a basket. This is a Rachel from Artsy Creations basket. I made that several years ago, and I use that for my trash when I'm fussy cutting. And I get a lot of my inspiration from magazines. So my husband picked that up for me because I love Magnolia. And I love the papers, and I get a lot of inspiration for color and things like that from magazines. So he just brought that to me today. There's my most favorite item in my craft room, which is the hand sanitizer and paper towels. That's what I use to clean everything, including my ink brushes. Okay, some more storage. Up here, I have these clear bins. I actually found them on Amazon in the kitchen department. Very inexpensive. I think they were 6 for like $20-something. So in here, and here, and here, and on top of here, this is my stamp platform. And then these are my most used stamps. And I do have seasonal stamps, but I'll put the seasonal stamp in there if I'm using one. Otherwise, they're in another container in my closet. These are more stamps down here I use, and then everything in here is all my like wax seals and things like this. All that you see right here, I just got for $3. I got like, I don't even remember how many. There was a lot. I think there were 12 different heads. So I was very pleased with that. Here's all my punches that I use. And then this one's empty so far. These are just some things that I've made. I take pictures sometimes of things that I make, and then I'll print it out if it was something I liked, and I just put it in a journal or keep it. These are some journals I'm working on currently. Back here, I just have my printer label maker, so I can label everything, which I haven't really gotten to yet. Here is a ton of washi. The washi I've kept. And then these are all rub-ons and stickers and things like that I know that I'll use. The rest I've gifted, I've sent away. Now, this is my printer, which, as you can see, I'll try to go slow, is very close. I just have to roll back and take off what I need to once it's printed. And if I have anything that I would say that's my favorite in this whole room, it's this. And what it is this is where I keep my paper that I use for most things. Okay, so that's a case where I keep my white copy paper. I use HP paper. I forget what pound. And then what I've done is in here, I've put all my specialty type papers. So, you know, like sticky sided paper and vellum, and this is typing paper, very lightweight typing paper. It's almost like rice paper. I get that on eBay if anybody's interested. I love it. I use a lot of it. And then I have like newsprint, and then I don't use this all the time. This is really good photo paper. And then I have more file folders back there. So if I were to say anything about what is my favorite so far in this room, it is this particular system, how I've set it up. Because all the paper I want to use is in one container right next to my printer and not all over the place. And then I have a backup stock in my closet. So you just close it up. I got this on Amazon. It's a file folder. Or a file folder holder or something, whatever you call them. And that's my printer. And then in these drawers, I just have, you know, little bits and pieces that I use on like daily type stuff. These are what I dye my sari silks with. And all they are actually is, I bought a, what do you call them? Tie-dye kit. So I just mix whatever color I want, and then I dye my saris with it. So I dye all my own sari silk. I buy white sari silk, and I dye my own. And then in here, oh, these are my dried flowers. So everything's in napkins and whatever has been flattened. And then these are all bags, some antique envelopes. And then in here is mostly bags and some coffee filters. Oh, and some pretty tissue paper. I just got something as a gift the other day, and I loved it, so. Okay, I'm trying not to shake. Up here is my memory shelf. Some of the journals I've made, gifts people have gifted me. And yeah, my granddaughter from Vermont way up there. And then this here is a chest I got from Hobby Lobby about 5 years ago. And I'm sure you can still get them. And I just keep, I'm not going to open every drawer because that's silly. This is just things that I like, quotes and old, forget what you call them, cards. Oh, dear. Oops, that's okay. Something fell. In here is all my inks, some more brushes that I don't need. More ink. I won't open every drawer. But you get the point. This is my tools. Heat tool, glue gun, which I don't use, but what's over here? These are some like vintage things. Down here is where I keep all of my paints. No, not that one. This one. That drawer. So I keep all of my paints there except my watercolors. Paints and inks. I don't use them very often, but I have them if I need to use them. These are just some other little bits and fun pieces I can use. These are antique buttons. Those are my mother-in-law's. So I keep those in there. This is just gauze, because sometimes if I run out of cheesecloth, I'll tea dye that. So I won't open them all, but because I'm sweating. So this is something that I found 2 of. And I have a pen pal in France. So I bought myself one and I bought her one. And if anybody knows me, I love France. So, and that's a little journal I made. It's a mini. And it's full of ephemera. So, anyway, let's get back to the storage. Okay, so in this desk is just pretty much office type stuff. Pens, staples. I do have all my pictures in here that I like to put in my personal journals. So I just got a few more packages from getting those developed. And then this is just like back stock and thank you cards and things like that. Oh, this is a good idea for those of you who video. Under here, I got a shoe rack and I put all the things I use when I video so I can just take it off my desk and slide it under or grab it and put it up. So if you have a small desk, it's very handy. In that container here, these 3 drawers are full of the longer ledgers and things that you can't fit, you know, unless you fold it. So that's everything that's in those 3 drawers. And I've been collecting for a long, long time. So that's what I keep in there. And then I have some extra containers here that I haven't used yet. And that box is empty so far. I just don't know if I'm going to need it or not. So I'm not going to touch that yet. This was, I think I might have showed you, but it was a pie safe. And the gentleman who bought it in 1933 turned it into a linen cabinet for his wife in Ohio. And it was brown, and he took the metal parts of the cabinet out and put the doors in the bottom and then the glass doors in the top. However, he used whatever he had in the barn. So there's oak and pine and laminate, you name it. So I painted it a blush pink, of course, and then put some new knobs on it. And so down here is just mostly like, it's all sewing things like, you know, fabrics and whatnot. Okay, so that's what I keep in there because it's all for sewing. And then I haven't got anything in the drawers yet. I haven't painted the inside of the drawers yet either. I'm not going to. I had enough. In here, I keep laces. So I have in here, oops, I'll give you a peek. These are all white laces. And then these are colored laces. And in here are off-white laces. And in here are Angela Kerr laces and ribbons. And then just some things I've collected along the way. Quilts and things like that. Buttons. You know, the spools that I don't know. These were my mother-in-law's. So I'll be using those in something someday. More buttons. There's more buttons. There's tons of buttons in there. I have so many buttons. Then there's some more like laces and doilies there. Some more lace. This is the white sari I used to dye. These are just some of the doilies that I have that most have been gifted to me by some good friends. This is just a jar of kind of junk jewelry. You know, little rhinestone things that you can, you know, that I collect, and I keep like the silver and the gold separate. And here, there's a lot of antique baby buttons and stuff. I don't really use those very often. And then these are appliques and some more junk because we're junk journalers. Oops, I'm sorry about that. Up here are things that I use a lot. So there's laces and flowers and, you know, just, and they're just jars. Whenever I see a jar, I pick it up because I can see through them. So, Then over here, I think we went here already. Yes, we did. My books and things like that. I haven't got anything in my precious pink English tea tin yet that my friend Lori gave me. Thank you, Lori. And then I just got this from my sister Barbara. So that was very nice. And I'm working on a project now. So those are my ephemera books I pulled this morning to go through what I had already before I print. And let's see, my iPad. I think that's about it, folks. I hope this video wasn't too long or boring. I'll give you another I still have another shelf up there. I just wanted to have enough shelves. So when my husband was putting them up, you know, I sketched it out and I said, I want this length and this, you know. So, you know, I still have plenty more shelf space, but it's small. It's not at all a very big room, you know. Oh, over here is my first collage. We went to Europe in 1981. So this is a lot of Paris and Austria. So I keep that there. These are just some things I've made. This was a lace sample that I got in a bag of lace from a woman who made dolls. She had already deceased and her daughter was cleaning out. She was 98 when she passed away, and I bought the patterns and asked her if she had any laces or fabrics, and she called me and said she found some, and oh my goodness, what a great deal I got. And that was actually a sample from a salesman, and it's in French on the back, so I framed it. That's just a little chair I made, put together. It was like a puzzle, and I made it, you know, into a little pincushion. And then these are just, you know, more buttons and just some things of my mother-in-law's and what have you. Little music box that plays something I don't remember. And that's about it, I think. Oh, I'll show you my closet, no judgment. So this is my closet. And I have all of my back stock is here, of glues and tapes and gift bags, things like that. Okay, so that's that. It's handy. It's very handy. So if you have a closet, that's just an extension cord. You never know. In my closet, I took boxes and covered them with fabric. Well, one I did because I had it out here. But I put them on its side, and I have lots of backstock there, lots of backstock paper and stuff. And then those 3 drawers over there have, in all honesty, oh, they're my like funky scissors, my tea-stained tape, register tape, and the bottom drawer is empty. This is all my mixed media stuff and some extra rulers, watercolor, watercolor books, watercolor paper, C.S. Roebuck book, and more mixed media over there. And then down here is packaging for when I send things. Those are just envelopes. And here's my wallpaper and wrapping paper, some vintage wallpaper, wrapping paper, and some wallpaper books that I received from a local Sherwin-Williams. And then here are all projects I've worked on in the past, and I'll go to these when I need some inspiration. So that's full. And then that one up there is full. And I keep my Xyron up there because I very rarely use it. Here's some boxes because I like to make things in boxes, journals. Every single drawer here has something in it that I've made, you know, and kept for inspiration. So that's what all of this is. So whenever I need inspiration to make something, you know, I'll just go here and say, oh, I haven't made that in a while. I think, you know, I'll make another one of those, you know. So it's kind of a good idea to keep your things because you forget. And that's my closet. This here are my in-laws' love letters. They had a 3-year long-distance relationship. They met on a ship. He was headed to Austria. She was headed to Denmark when they graduated from high school. They kept each other's letters that they sent each other for 3 years before they married. And I have the whole box. So this is just like my prized possession. And they're all chronologically placed. So, and they're still in their original Wally box, as my mother-in-law titled it. And that was from my father-in-law's Chicago Institute of Technology box. Down here I have more back stock of papers, books I don't really use, sometimes I do. A fall journal I was working on until about a month ago, maybe 2 months ago. Those are all ephemera books. That's where I go to get my ephemera before I start printing. And that's about it. So I think that's all. So yeah, save your boxes, put them up on a shelf sideways if you don't have a lot of room, and you can fit all your backstock paper there. So I guess that does it for today's video. I'm sorry if I was shaky. I'll do the video over if I have to. This is my 3rd take. I'm praying that it was okay. So this is it. It was a long time in coming because I got sick and my daughter had to have surgery and my husband was working and oh my gosh. So this is my craft room and it leads out to the living room and kitchen area. So I'm glad I have the builder put in the French doors because I don't feel so closed in. Even when I'm doing a video, I can still, you know, see out there. So that's it, folks. I hope you had some inspiration here. I hope you got some ideas. That was my goal, was to just give you some ideas for storage, basically, and how I store things and why. Okay? So until next time, which will be hopefully tomorrow as I start a new project. Oh, and that stool right there, I can move it all around. I use it as like a side table. Somebody had given me that and that white chair. So of course I wasn't going to say no. So yeah, so that works out really well. I think it's like a bar stool type thing. But it works out really, really well for me, you know, to put things to the side if, you know, if I need to. So that's it. That is her, and that's where I video from. So have a good day, everybody. Be safe, be kind, be well, and God bless. Love y'all. Bye.